Ambiance?
Yeah. I love this place.
Said no one ever.
How dare you?
Why are we here, Mark?
Okay, 2 reasons. 1, it's the place where I tell everyone when I'm gonna be back in action, right? And 2, because I'm starving, since I just, like, single-handedly saved the Earth twice in the last 2 weeks.
Hey, don't.
Can you believe people used to complain that I could never win a fight?
What people?
You know.
I really don't.
My friend.
What was that?
My fans.
Your what?
My fans, okay?
What fans?
But they sure don't say that anymore, because first, I sent all those other me's packing. Get out of here, you handsome guys, I said. And then when they didn't leave, I threw their thick, muscly buns right off my planet.
I'm pretty sure everyone else did that. There were like 30 of us out there.
And then I beat up Angstrom. Find a dimension where you're not a loser, I said, except that doesn't exist.
I really don't think you said that.
And then, this is the big one. This guy, I'm pointing at me, this guy kicked Conquest's ass. You remember that? Boom.
But did you? I mean, did you?
Yeah. I mean, also turns out he was just very lonely.
Oh my God.
That was that factored in a little bit.
He was missing all his skin, Mark. I wonder how that happened.
You don't fight with your skin, Eve. Come on.
Well, while you've been busy taking all the credit, some of us have been busy getting ready for what's next.
Busy doing what?
Well, busy writing, designing,
Hey.
storyboarding,
Whoa, hey.
voice acting,
Stop. No, stop.
T-posing.
Cut. That's my thing. Only I get to handle those.
Like you handled Conquest?
He was very strong for an old man.
Okay, then. Finish it off.
Finish off what?
Whatever this is that we're doing. This is my first time. I can't believe you let Alan and Cecil do this before me.
Right, okay, can you do the card now?
Welcome back, everyone. Happy New York Comic Con week. They dropped the Invincible Season 4 trailer. There's a bunch of big Easter eggs and references to the comics, so we'll break it all down. Probably the biggest thing here is they finally did Thragg. We've been waiting for him to show up on the series forever. There's been so many theories about who is going to be playing the character. Stand ready for his arrival, worms. Literally, while I was in the middle of recording this video, the panel was still going on, and they waited to reveal him as the new Thragg later in the actual panel, so I had to update the video, but it is now confirmed Lee Pace. You probably remember him from a billion different things. He's in the middle of Foundation right now.
I am Thragg, bred to be the Grand Regent of the Viltrum Empire. I was created to rule. I was given power and fury and strength and rage to lead, to conquer, to kill.
You also notice in their announcement here, the official Invincible account made a reference to the Freddie Mercury meme too, Under Pressure. As per usual, their first teaser trailer is him inside the Burger Mart, but this time the twist, it's the ruins of the Burger Mart because it was destroyed during the fight with Conquest along with most of the city. So he's sitting in the wreckage of the fight with Conquest, like the aftermath of the fight with Conquest. So part of the joke is that everything is still destroyed and he's still wearing robot-designed casts to support himself because his bones were broken during the actual fight. This time he's with Adam Eve. There are a lot of references to her powers as well too, like he asks her to make a fresh burger, to fix his costume, to make everything nicer basically. Part of the idea with that too is that she'd be using her powers on organic matter. That'll also become a thing eventually. Every once in a while they reference that. She can only overcome her mental block in times of extreme stress, but there are brief times when she can do that and use her powers on organic matter. Just starting at the beginning of the trailer footage and working our way through shot by shot, with all the references that he mentions. Most of this is referential, like there's just things going on in the background, things that he says during his dialogue that reference the events of this season and the previous season, like the coming of Thragg, what happened with Conquest, what will eventually happen with Conquest again. The whole reason why he's in his blue suit is because he still has that at the beginning of the season. Eventually, he will go back to his old costume, but not at the very beginning of the season. And because it is the very beginning of the season, it's still the aftermath of the Conquest fight. He's still healing, thus he needs the special supports and casts that Robot designed here. RIP to the Burger Mart. Hopefully they rebuild it. There are a couple fourth wall breaks where he tells her the reason why they're here at this specific place is because they've done this in previous seasons. They've done teasers for the coming season inside the Burger Mart in this way, with him talking to other people. When he says tell everyone when he's going to be back in action, they confirmed it's going to be a March 2026 release, so it is still pretty much on the yearly release schedule. They've done a pretty good job of keeping it on that. Robert Kirkman also implied that they changed animation studios, or they did something behind the scenes to make that better, because that was a big complaint during Season 3. He makes a reference to all the fans in real life, like the actual fans that watch the show, being upset that he's been losing so many fights. He references the Invincible War and eventually beating all of his Invincible duplicates from other universes. She correctly clocks that there were a bunch of other superheroes around the planet that were helping defeat the Invincibles. He references Angstrom Levy, who did survive at the end of the season. When she questions whether or not he did kick Conquest, but that's a teaser too for him escaping at the very beginning of the season. Early prediction, Conquest breaks out during episode 1, like literally at the very beginning of the season. She references her role in the fight using her powers against him pretty effectively.
Some of us have been busy getting ready for what's next.
When she says some of us have been getting ready for what's next, she's talking about the coming of Thragg, as then she launches into that montage like he's done in previous seasons, which he gets upset about. Like, no, only I'm allowed to do that. That felt like a big Wayne's World reference to only Garth and I are allowed to talk to the camera. During the scene here that you see her writing for the script for the episodes, it's Mark in the middle of a fight with the cast still on his body in space. There's a little bit of a fourth wall break where you see Gillian Jacobs actually look to camera and smile in the recording booth because she's actually voicing all the lines for this teaser, and they just show her on camera doing that. She gets pissed that Alan the Alien and Cecil got to do the Season 2 and Season 3 versions of these teasers. Adam Eve uses her powers to change the title to the old title screen to reveal the March release date. There are a couple of jokes about her using her powers on organic matter to make another burger for him, and her actually liking Mohawk Mark better. There were a lot of jokes about that during the Invincible War, too. There's another fourth wall break when he references the Season 5, Season 6, like, where are the future seasons, William, memes that people have been posting since Season 2. When he starts talking about winning all the fights, I don't think it's a spoiler to say he does not win every single fight. They are going to air all the Season 4 episodes in a straight run. They're not going to break them in half or anything like that. Everybody remembers the trauma of Season 2 with them doing that huge backlash. But really the biggest new thing in Season 4 is Thragg's introduction in the story in the Viltrumite War becoming the main conflict of the show. It's been happening in the background for the past couple seasons already. They've teased Thragg, they've teased the Viltrumite War, but it's been more of like a B or even C level story so far, and they've only teased parts of it. Now, it's not meant to be a single arc of the show. When we talk about the Viltrumite War, it really encompasses a bunch of different arcs. Each of the different parts of the Viltrumite War had their own major wars and battles. It lasts for way longer in the comics and eventually culminates in the very end of the comic book, right? Like the very end of the story. One of the important details from Season 3 that teased that was when Invincible goes to the distant future and talks to the older version of Immortal, like really significant events that happen in Invincible's history, like you did all these things and you just took off. Well, when he said he just took off planet with his family to deal with the Viltrumites, that was literally him referencing the end of the Invincible comics. Like it's an event that happens at the very end of the Invincible comics. But they don't really wind up paying that off until the actual end of the comic. So you don't actually find out what he's doing in that distant future timeline over in the Viltrumite Empire until the very end. If you don't like waiting season to season for new arcs of the show, Robert Kirkman finished the comics years ago. You can run out and read the entire comic book run right now so you can find out what happens. Currently, he said they've got at least 7 to 10 seasons of story they would love to get. Amazon has not renewed the show for that long. Like they haven't gone full Rick and Morty, giving them 10 seasons ahead of time. They only work a season or 2 ahead. So there are a couple of very different versions of the story based on whether or not they have to speed run through only 7 seasons or if they actually got a full 10 seasons to tell the entire comic book story. The pacing of the first 4 seasons so far is basically the 10-season plan for Invincible. Like that's how fast they're going through the comic book story. Not that fast. Based on that, there are only a couple really major events that Thragg gets involved in that they'll cover in Season 4 likely. First is his introduction on screen. That happens pretty early on. I would bet in the first half of the season through the Conquest character, like big reveal at the end of episode 4. The other thing here too is that Thragg knows all about Omni-Man's escape from prison. Omni-Man kind of referenced that during Season 3 where like the Viltrumites will eventually figure out what happened here, but the reason why they're not doing anything is because there's only 50 of us pure-blooded Viltrumites in the universe and they don't want the secret getting out. So at least right now, Thragg has just been sitting on the information waiting to move against Omni-Man and the Coalition. And the next major time that Thragg gets really involved in the story is like the first major war of the Viltrumite War itself. Likely at the very end of Season 4, the way they paced out Season 3.
I love that. That's a question.
Early theory based on that pacing is that Season 4, Episode 7 will be Thragg sending the Viltrumite army after the Coalition's home planet on Telescria, which they lay waste to, but because Omni-Man, Invincible, Alan the Alien, Thetis, who's also super jacked, Viltrumite, super powerful, and more of their allies they've assembled like Tech Jacket are there fighting with them, they're able to kill a bunch of Viltrumites and basically stop their army. Thetis then sends everyone to retaliate against the Viltrumites directly at their home planet of Viltrum in the final battle of Season 4, like Season 4, Episode 8 will be that battle at Viltrum. There's so much stuff going on during the trailer, so many Easter eggs and references. If you spotted any that I didn't talk about in the video, just write them below in the comments, and I'll do more videos as they release more footage. There's supposed to be a couple other big Marvel trailers that are posting tomorrow, like Wonder Man, maybe X-Men 97 Season 2, maybe Daredevil Born Again Season 2. Whatever winds up getting released, of course I will do videos for it. So click here for all of those. I'll update the link as soon as I post that, and click here for all my other New York Comic Con trailer videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.